I'm a citizen or a public sector leader, and I want to understand what's available in my area and near my home. How would I go about doing that? What services or tools are available to see what sorts, where we're at? What's our baseline for accessibility?
The Department of Employment and Economic Development actually has a pretty robust set of tools for helping communities understand their broadband situation. But if you just would Google DEED broadband maps, this page that you can see will show up, and you can go in and look at any number of different things. And so, you know, if you look at just their county maps, and we're gonna think about Houston County. And so Houston County, you can see these maps here, and these are available for every county. And then DEED also produces a statewide map. And so the way to understand these maps is green means great broadband service that meets the state broadband standard of 100 megabits down and 20 up. And then red means stop. Red is service is less than 25 megabits down and 3 up. And so the middle range is the purple, and that is generally would be seen as DSL services out in the countryside. These maps really only show wired connections. And so it doesn't show the wireless services. And so as you can see in Houston County, a fair amount of the green. And so that's pretty good. And chances are, when you see those green colors in a rural area, that means that they have fiber optics all the way to the home. And so as we look here, and we can zoom in, we'll go into a different map here in a moment, but you can zoom in, you can see, well, it's green in the center of this, the community, and then purple, and then the red. And so that's that green in the center, that might be fiber optics, or it could be a cable modem. And we'll be able to figure that out on our interactive map. And then the purple is a DSL service that might be from the phone company. And then the red, of course, is old DSL that doesn't meet that standard. And so as we go back here, it'll just take a second to, when you get to the mapping system again, and you click on general maps, then you can go to this interactive map. And so if you're trying to find, we'll just say we're going to find a location here, and I can type in here Houston County, Minnesota. I'll go out a little bit, maybe we'll go back in. And then you can come over here on the left-hand side and say, oh, I want the county lines on the map now. And so we'll be able to see the bounds of Houston County there, and so on. And you can add, and they have school districts and census blocks and congressional districts and electric utility boundaries and so on. But here we go from here. And so, and if we think about Houston County, then we're back up in this map, and we see that there's these are all the providers in Houston County. Think about, okay, what kind of broadband is available in Houston County? I can come over here and I can click on the 1 gigabit level. And so that's fiber optics, and we know that that's a 1 gigabit symmetrical service there. Now, if I want to say, well, who is providing that? I can come over here and click on this little pin, and then I can click right here, and it zooms in there, and it says, okay, that's the that's fiber optics from Ascentech. That's over in this area. And you can see who provides service right to that particular place. If we think about, oh, well, we want to know what kind of technology is used instead of the speed, say, okay, well, where is their fiber optics? And you can click on that and get that gold color and say, okay, well, where is cable modems from the cable companies? And you can see that that's primarily in the towns. And so then we can also click, then here's fixed wireless of at least 10 megabits. And you can see the spotty nature even in and around Caledonia, where there's large areas that can't be reached with that fixed wireless. So that mapping can really be a powerful tool for that. But there's also then other ways to gather data about your community's internet service. And one, of course, is a survey to their residents. You can ask them about, how satisfied are they and who is their provider and what kind of price do they pay. It's often hard for people to figure out what they do pay. Some people don't even know who their provider is really, but it's so what we find is the best way to look at pricing information is to ask 50 people to bring their phone bills in, their internet bills in, and then you can kind of sort through those. And then the other way you look at the quality of service is to ask people to use a speed test. And then if you can get their address and the speed test data together, you can start to map out and say, because sometimes the providers overstate what they have available and they report maybe by census block, and so not at the address level. And so you can really begin to see which areas of the county might have very slow service, old networks and so on that aren't supporting the higher speeds. And that's really important to do because some of the grant programs say, well, you're not eligible if you're served. And the providers say you're served, but the rural service isn't reflective of that.